Wait a moment. This isn't a furry visual novel.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wayne Gaming, and Sylvie Mail on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you on the Let's Play episode of the Echo Flynn's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming not safe for work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm channeler's up, and let's go. Oh boy. I'd expected there to be a giant hole in the ground the size of Echo Canyon, but there was pretty much nothing. Dust and sediment had filled it all over the span of 75 years. Dry grass and shrubs had even sprouted on top. All that was left was just a torn-up hunk of a 3-ton cylinder that burned so hot the metal liquefied and pulled beneath it. You could walk through the site and have no idea that's where the fucking A-bomb was dropped. Well, if it weren't for the big black obelisk they erected up on top. Wait, what? Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? The A-bomb was dropped in what? This is some lore I didn't know about. What the fuck? Which now is just another spot for visitors to take photos of themselves. Man mustn't forget the past, for the past will not forget man, it reads. It reminds me of that whole push from the county to make the mine some fucking tourist spot. Just slap a plaque up there with a little blurb about all the death and shit. It'll make a great selfie spot. Traffic is traffic, right? Hell, call it haunted and you'll get even more weirdos coming here to exploit it. Like Chase. As I hear the background noise of muffled conversation and Daxton trying to figure out how my blender works, the present sinks in. I wonder if he's going to figure his way out before I can get to him. I look over and Daxton is putting a whole fucking apple into the blender. Some bitch, what are you doing? Daxton looks up, struggling to keep the lid on as the apple smacks hard against the sides of the plastic container. Cut the fucking thing up first. It's not going to take a whole apple. The salamander still looks a bit dazed. I guess he's still reeling from his dream or whatever. Uh-huh. Don't just uh-huh me. Do it, you fucking slippery bitch, before you break my shit. Flynn. Jenna's glaring at me from the living room. It's my shit. It's my house. Jesus, man, I'm stopping. He pulls out the lacerated apple, setting it on the paper towel while grumbling. Gosh damn, Asperger's and French fries, I swear. I clench my rifle harder hearing that old A word again. Turning, I make my way down the hall. There's a window in my bedroom. I'll watch there. No one else says anything. At least while I'm still in earshot. I kick aside my hamper and pull open the curtains to peer outside. The view's not as good here, but I don't think I could stand being in there too much longer. I tense, feeling the brush of fur on my arm. Carl's standing next to me, some freeze-dried ice cream in his grasp. Jesus, when did he get so quiet? He doesn't say anything, which puts me in the awkward position of being the one to speak. Second, y'all. Water time. Fat ass, I mumble. Carl holds up the ice cream, which has a weird wafer-like consistency. I told Jackson I'd give him a bunch of Hens cartons I got back at my house. Your folks won't mind. They won't notice. I could just say I ate it myself. Yeah, they wouldn't doubt that. There's a light smile on his muzzle now. Right. I blink. You're okay? Not really. All this stuff got my mind off the interview, though. I just kind of want to go home and play video games without getting shot. There's a silent pause. Chase, what he said wasn't true. Oh, I know. I let out a sharp exhale, closing my eyes for a second. Let the tip of my repeater rest against the floor. Thank you, though. For what? Defending me back at the office. The ram shakes his head dismissively. I don't think you'll see most of them beside Leo again after tomorrow, though. Like he said, none of this matters. The truth does. I guess your spring break hookup with Chase isn't going to be a long-term thing then, right? I wasn't really expecting that to be brought up. Who told him? Wasn't that fucking obvious? He pulls out his phone, seeming to check to see whether my Wi-Fi is working yet. I grunt, clearing my throat. I just want to know what happened. Dude, if I was Chase, I'd just get in my car and drive back to Pueblo at this point. I don't think he's going to do that. Why? I locked his ass in the reading room. Carl's eyes widen. The ram reacting much quicker than normal without his usual pot haze. So that's where you went. I think that's a crime, man. So is murder. Dude, This is Chase you're talking about. Yeah? I look offward, peering at the sorry state my room is in at the moment. I usually keep my shit tidy, but now there's dirty laundry all over the place and everything kind of smells musky. Nowhere near as bad as Carl's, but still. I'm just gonna go talk to him. No torture or anything, right? Fucking hell, Carl. Do you really think I'd do that? I'm not Leo. I was joking. He rolls his shoulders. It feels kind of like when we were kids again with all this stuff. Yeah, I trail off, like my mouth is refusing to speak the words in my head. He sets his not icy ice cream down on my nightstand, and I resist the urge to yell at him about the crumbs. Meanwhile, Daxton starts at the blender again in the other room. Man! I think I hear Carl sigh. Do you want to, hug or something? I look down at him, raising a brow. Do you? He shrugs, seeming a mixture of numb and trepidatious. I just don't want you to leave, dude. Not like everyone else. It takes me a moment to register the shift in conversation. After everything that's happened, that's what's bothering him the most? The fact that I said I might leave town? Man, we talked about this shit, Earl. I know, dude. Carl rubs at his jaw and face with the base of his paws, pacing upon the carpeted floor. It suck ass, that's all. Not in a good way, either. I fidget with my rifle, acting like I'm doing something with it while I think of what to say. You'd be alright. I don't know. You seem to be friendly and up with Dax. Second, y'all. Water time. Alright, y'all, let's jump right back into it. Alright. Even plays video games and does all that other nerd shit you like that I don't. You game sometimes? Yeah, only because you do. I guess, but that's the point, isn't it? He scratches at his beanie, a bit of his head fur peeking out from the horn holes. I say nothing, just watching him go back and forth. Wish he wasn't so nervous. I wish he'd just say it. He's cool! And you're not at all anxious around him. I still kinda am. You were talking about porn and shit with him within an hour of your first proper conversation. That's how you can tell you've made a good friend. I put on a smirk. If that were the case, you'd be the most popular guy in the county. Oh, fuck off, bleeder. I snark regardless. With a shift to my hips, I nudge him with my tail. Stop your treading, you're wearing out the carpet. Sorry. He stops, looking down at his hooves for a moment, then back up to me. If I stayed put, I'd probably start sticking to it. Fuck you. I smile, though I try to stifle it. I always thought us lizard folk look fucking creepy when we smile. We don't really have that same cutesy appeal like most furry fuckers. Like Carl. This is gonna sound really gay, but promise you won't leave, dude. The seriousness of the request makes me pause. I look into his eyes and I feel like a selfish asshole. Carl's not fucking ready for this world. He's just gonna rot here. But it really felt right filling this whole big brother role again after what happened. Carl shifts his weight from hoof to hoof, noting my lack of response. I know I'm like a total burden, but you're not a fucking burden. Huh? You keep me from losing my mind in this shithole, you know that? You're the reason I haven't left already. Carl stops shifting, seeming to be trying to wrap his head around that admission. He opens his muzzle to speak, but I cut him off. And don't fucking go off again about how you're almost 21 and you should be better on your own. Turning into an adult doesn't magically fix all the shit that fucked you up as a kid. Dude, you're not... He thins his lips, the ram looking rather awkward. I'll stay. For now. For real? That's what I just fucking said, you absolute dumbass. The next thing I know, Carl's fist is against my soft spot. I flinch back, irking instinctively, but there's no pain, only that same usual tingly feeling. He's not punching me, he's poking me. The corner of Carl's lip curls upward in a sort of half smile. He nudges me again, this time in the shoulder. I raise an inquisitive brow, thumping him back. He steps forward, wrapping his arms around my torso. I'm left standing a little baffled at what just happened, with Carl's thick arms around my midsection. His fur is coarse, not quite to the point that it's pricking me, but it has its weight to it. I look down at the top of his beanie noggin, and it really is just like when he was a kid again. A real damn milksop. There's no back pats with the hug. He lingers. I open my mouth to say something stupid, but I just bite my tongue. Second now. I don't draw back either. Closing my eyes, I empty my mind and just stop thinking for a moment. I lean forward, resting my chin between his horns. I get this weird sort of twisty feeling in my chest. Carl shifts again, as if trying to look up. And of course the edge of his hoof steps right on one of my toes. Pfuh! I suppress a grimace just as the ram lifts his head up enough to meet me eye to eye. Sorry! It's fine, I'm tough. Hey! Jenna's voice startles us both and we pull apart. I pivot on heel to see the fox staring at us with a look I can't quite place. Surprised, bemused, even a bit wry. Food's ready. She looks at both of us. Carl acts like he's checking his phone. High school me would be squealing right now. I swear, there's something in the tap water. I open my mouth to protest, and she just lets out a quiet yeah. I have to will my tail not to curl in on itself. Then again, I'm pretty sure you don't drink plain water. She seems to be looking up at Carl. I can practically see Carl's blush with the fur on his cheeks. Flynn, when you got a minute? What? I clear my throat, putting on a more neutral expression. What do you want? I need to talk to you. Not about this. Her eyes flick back and forth between us. She's drinking in the sight like Carl Down's energy drinks. What the hell does she want to talk to me alone about? I glanced down at Carl, then back. Yeah, I'm still going to keep watch after, though. Is that what you were doing? She turns, departing as soon as she finishes speaking, not letting me get a word out. Fucking typical. I rub my hand over my face. It was just a hug. Carl's voice is quiet, but still rings defensive. Fucker. I'm glad you're staying, though, dude. I grunt, reaching over and squeezing the pudge of the ram's side. He grins instinctively, trying to push my hand away. I give his pectoral one last pinch before giving him a nudge out the door to my room. I guess I'm supposed to feel embarrassed right now, but I don't really. I'm just glad to have this loser around. Daxton will be good for Carl if I do go, but I don't want to think about that now. As I turn to leave, I look at my bed, and I can't help but see him laying there. That vacant look in his eyes, a cum still splattered on his neck. The fucker was playing me the whole time, and for what? To get off? That's all it was. Spring break, and he for some reason watched enough scaly porn to want me. Consequence free, right? The sound of clinking silverware in the kitchen pulls me back into the present. I straighten out my pants, waiting for my cock to fully retreat before heading back to the kitchen with my rifle. There they all are. Carl's already poking around inside a salad bowl on the counter, glancing up at me briefly. Daxton's the only one sitting, staring at the water in his glass. I sling my rifle over my shoulder. I grab one of the salamander's cups from the cupboard and get myself what looks like an apple banana smoothie. The cup itself is labeled for some sort of convention, though the exact name of it has been worn away from many washings. As I move to the salad, Carl nudges me. So you know. Let me do this right. There we go. Okay. Water time. Oh, God, that's way too long. Let's, no. God, Jesus, stop it. 0. Okay, there we go. All good now. Let's do it. At first, I think he's just being playful, but then I follow his eyes. Leo's standing by the window with his nose practically pushed against it. I can see the condensation from his breath murking up the glass. It's getting dark out, so he's probably just keeping watch. So it doesn't stop him from looking like a real weird motherfucker. TJ's looking at him too, his expression difficult to place. He's never been exactly hard to read when he's upset like this. His nervous tick always gives it away. And I can't tell what he looks more of, concerned or guilty. I'm usually good at reading folks, so this is kind of pissing me off. I take a seat next to Daxton. I'm a bit out of the loop here. His big blue eyes shift from person to person. Might be best if you fuck off again for a bit. Seriously, can you just explain something for once instead of being like a weird cryptic shithead? I can see lines form along Daxton's smooth forehead as he furrows his brows. His skin so tightly stretched across his body it makes his even slightest change of face readily visible. I don't have a clue how the furry tits get my kind confused with his. As I grunt and mutter for him to eat my shit, I can't help but wonder if I should bring him up to speed or not. I guess part of me wants as many people as possible to know what happened. I mean, fuck, that's what I've always wanted, right? These fuckers finally acting like something happened and that our little group wasn't just little old Leo, Chase, TJ, Jenna, Carl, and I. Alright, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. But before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all so much for donating to our channel and supporting us. We greatly appreciate it. And thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. You're awesome. We love you. We hope you enjoy your new icon anyway. If y'all want to get your names in the credits and get access to our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty. I love you all, and I shall see you on the next video. Bye-bye!